Okay, let's take Thimble again. Today, guys, welcome to my 11th video in the series, episode 11. It's called Buttons, Spoons, Thimbles, and Counterfeit Guineas. Now, the reason for counterfeit guineas is that, well, indeed, one of my fellow detectivists gave me a fellow guinea, in which case my father actually tricked me, saying that he just got up and detected for a couple of minutes and found it, which was rather unfortunate as he did not, and it was counterfeit. But indeed, it wasn't modern. It was actually dated 1788, and that was a true date. But still, it was children counterfeit. But watch this video to find out more. Thank you.
Okay guys, I'm at a developers rally today. We haven't had much. I believe one of my fellow detectives has actually found a silver Victorian sixpence. Been here approximately for say 45 minutes. My dad just found a button down there. We're doing all this land. We've done that previously actually. That's the 15th of February, which indeed is several months ago now. But I doubt we're going to come down here again because it was indeed a decent 70 miles. So, but yeah, I just got a button down here. Nothing else in the hole, I don't believe. Let me just get it out for you. So about the anxiety. Pretty decent dig, but unfortunately has been done previously by detectivists, which is greatly unfortunate, seeing as though it would have been a very decent dig if not. But it's still near us on the right. It has some decent history towards it. Unfortunately, we only have pasture, but I obviously personally favour that of ploughed. It's quite unfortunate when you cannot obtain permission or acquire permission to detect such land, such glorious land. Can't get the fines box out actually. There we are. It is indeed. Just a somewhat Georgian button. Rather decent one. Found in this hole here, just approximately somewhat 4 or 5 inches. For such a small button, such a very good signal produced by that of Goldmark's power, then that's very good. And isn't equivalent to that of Deus when it comes to depth related issues, but yeah, it's pretty good. I've only had this I only bought that yesterday and yet it's not working correctly, obviously it's got dirty, but other than that guys. Okay guys, yet another button. Just gonna put that in there to mark my territory if you like. I've got a signal there, absolutely gorgeous. My dad's had 2 buttons so far. He's beating me by just 1 in great fortune to see. So let's go and see this button. Gorgeous view, I have to admit that. So yeah, we've got the field there, got it there, got that one, got obviously this one here. No, not over there, but we've just got one over there. Not that, because we did it last time. But yeah, let's just go and see his button. Sheep's gone to a bit of a mess there. Sorry. So how's the button then? Decent. See? Looks soft, don't I? Oh, it's nice. That's actually gold gilded, that. No, that's gold gilded. See the gold trim and trim on the edge here. Well, at least we're doing well for buttons. See the other one. It's a nice big one. For some adolescent, possibly adultery. It's determining the size of it. Though that is Georgian, you can tell by the shank and flatness of it and the flan of it. Flan usually used in terminology for coins, but in this circumstance you can use it for buttons. But yeah, that's fine. That's quite a mess, to be honest, but hey ho, I'll go to mine, see if we get any. So let's just head back up. Don't need to be a 30 frames per second, can't really beat it in terminology of very cheap action cameras such as this one, the GoPro Hero, the 2014 variety. Somewhat October 2014 it was released, and experimental editions rather earlier than that. But hey ho, good for the price, £100. Let's go. Put that in there. Gold Max. And we may be going on a dig next week because my dad and I are actually very good friends with one of the administrators for Four Quarters. So there is some possibility we'll be getting into that as well, to extend the hole a bit, seeing as though I was rather inaccurate that time. Probably rushing because Dad found a button. Let's go. Let's do this together, guys. Come on, live dig. What's that? Oh. Yeah, button, gold gilded, as you can see there. Nice button there. Lovely button, actually. It's got the gold trimming around the edge, which is rather decent, actually. Oh, look at that pattern. Gorgeous. Seems to be of some Georgian variety. I thought it was a coin then, seeing as though the green inscription on the edge. But, button! Pretty nice, actually. It's got gold trimming. Gold rim around the edge. That is this recording? Because, yeah, good. That's lovely, that.
Oh, that's nice.
It's quite old, anyway.
Yeah.
Georgian, I'd say. I thought it was a coin because the green had been popping out. The green was popping out on that. Let's stay on this field.
You need to clean it up when we get out.
Yeah, put it in my finds box. So 2 to 2. We're drawing with buttons today.
Yeah.
This one could win the day, seeing as though it's got some very ornate patterning on it, on the reverse of it. Although in terminology of coin you say reverse, but not for a button. But the reverse on that of a button would be the part where it has the shank on it, just some historical knowledge there that you can obviously acknowledge into your own intelligence. But yeah, I'm enjoying this day. Seem to be actually finding something, aren't we? Just hope we'll get a coin next after all these buttons. Hopefully, anyway. Previous people have been here. And we could be onto another button there, possibly. Gold Max gave a banging signal on this as well. Rather greatly, of course, fortunately. Yeah. They do emit strange signals sometimes, false signals, but very scarcely. Has occurred to myself previously, but not many times at all, really. I've been detecting for a year and a half. I do have some experiences with it, and some rather intermediate experience, not professional, but I can identify coins very well. So yeah, I'll just see you on the next hole, fill the thing and see you on the next. Okay guys, we've got a really good signal here, just to give indication of the target. Where was that? What's going on? What? There we go. Lost it for a second there. My dad might have a button there. What was it? Okay. False target, maybe because of the cow possibility there. But I actually don't doubt it in this case, because that does occur rather commonly with detectors of this advanced period in time. Yes, indeed they are. Takes some skill to make, in great honesty, so technology's getting better every day, I guess. Let's just go over with the detector. Yeah, I might have to extend this hole a bit. Hopefully we're onto a coin, because there are two differentiated sounds with the Golmax. One sounds more of a copper tone, which in some cases do turn out to be coins, and the lighter tones are usually of high conductivity, such as silver. Gold is of low conductivity, but still of a non-ferrous type. We need to investigate this further. Just get the spade out of the way, just in case that's... I might need help with this one. Might be slightly deeper than previously thought, but... Okay, can you go detector? Okay, we'll catch you in a bit when we find. Okay guys, strangely enough, I did not record that. It was indeed a long video, in great unfortunacy, but yeah, guys, from the hole, it was particularly, I thought it was half ground at first, because it was just sticking out there. No one's doing this field. Well, there are a couple, or several others on here, a couple as I can see here, and several over there. Must be a good field over there, I'm not sure though. But yeah, they must have given up. But this field is producing a lot of history, 18th and 19th century. We've had 5 buttons altogether. Well, when this was sticking out the hole, I certainly thought it was half crown, but unfortunately it wasn't. But look at this. Pretty big, that. Decent amount of history. Looks like the size of half crown, because I never saw the shank on the reverse, so I was, my representation, I delicately thought it was that of a shilling or half crown possibly. Well, unfortunately not. So other than that, guys, I have to admit, yet again, I'll see you on the next find if there is any more, which indeed there will be. Okay guys, I've actually just found a spoon here. It's just come out the impression there, and it's decently old. You could have a drink out of it like that. You could have some soup. But indeed, it's Georgian, or that Victorian, next to a large lump of iron actually. It has indication from the detector, but it's decent. Spoon. There, keeps going. Is it old? I won't bend it back over, would you?
No,
Could someone bend it and just throw it down? Is it old? Seems old, doesn't it? Doesn't seem that modern. It looks in similarity to the Georgian one that I found, but it's not initial, and it's just copper. Is there? Oh yeah, there is. Some inscription on there as well. Stainless steel.
Stainless steel.
It's not that old, but
No.
still.
That's alright.
Decent find in a bit. Okay guys, we've actually just had a thimble, well I have. Unfortunately it's not silver, but it's the first one. It's of some copper variety. It's been on my wish list since I started detecting, when I knew what thimbles were actually at that time. And as you can tell by the engravings and inclinations around the circumference of it there, it's certainly a thimble. And it's been on my wish list for ages. So I'll just carry on, detectors up there. Yep, just carry on down here, have lunch, come back possibly, and detect a bit more, see if we can find anything else. It's lovely though. I'm very pleased with that indeed. And that, guys. Okay guys, Detecting Worcestershire again. This is just a quick roundup of that hunt, on which I went to a Clobbs Metal Detecting Club dig on that of the record date of the 31st of May 2015. Guys, we're just going to go a quick roundup of the finds. Starting off with the rubbish that I will unfortunately throw away. I may actually keep some of this, but not the shotgun cartridge, and obviously not that of just the normal average piece of junk that I found, which is quite an exception, as there are others that I just rather idyllically and normalistically in many cases just ignorantly left in the hole, as many do. But I'm sure that will not affect the farmer's reputation, or sorry, not farmer's reputation, but that's of the clodopus reputation. I very much so sincerely hope so. But yeah. And guys, strangely, it turned out to be that of a dig that we went on previously. Right next to that, the neighbouring farm actually, in the same place. It was approximately 67 miles away, which was indeed a while. We had to rush down the motorway to actually get there in time, believe it or not, as we did the first time additionally. Back on the accurate date of the 15th of February 2015, as you may know, obviously. If you watch that of episode 8, you'll know, because that's where I went previously. On which there was actually ploughed land, but unfortunately there was only pasture, and recently ploughed. Well, sorry, not recently, but once ploughed land that was eventually turned itself into pasture over those many years of the lack of ploughing. But yeah, so lovely penknife has an ornate pattern on it there. Can't be certain of what that resembles, or the representation of it, but seems sort of ornate patterning. Early 20th century to some extent. Some like sort of very small, very minute diamond-shaped material that's spread across the entirety of it, and almost entirely worn away on the reverse. So I believe I'll be throwing that away, as I have not attempted to wash it up, seeing as so I am indeed going to throw it away. And on to the good finds of the day, and an additional special one which I actually will present to you futuristically. Just after I present to you these anyway. Not futuristically in any other video, but that's of this one. I believe you can see that there, but I will come on to it later. And just by the way, I did not find it. If I did, I'd be screwing my head off. Indeed I would. And I would not need urgent identification, as I do with some miscellaneous artefacts of great historical significance and of some archaeological significance that has an involvement in, which is unlikely in this case, if it's just a coin, but a very nice one indeed. And a forgery, that's not come on to. But yes, indeed, this is a copper thimble. Victorian, I believe. Approximately 6 inches deep, I believe, with the XP Gonix power. I personally did find it. The ones that my dad found was this one, I believe. And that's of this ornately patterned and rather modern in comparison to the others button. This is Georgian, of course, but I'll come to that later. So I just separate my dad's finds from mine, which indeed excesses by approximately 3, I believe. 3 finds, yes, indeed. Yeah, some where the inclinations there of the dots that look in similarity to that of a beehive, the outer rim of a beehive, outer edge of it, gives the same feel as one of those, although I've never felt one, obviously, because it's of some danger in case they do sting you, in which case they themselves die, but that's unfortunate. Yes, indeed. So you can feel the needle there. That's what that's used for in the concept of doing so. So that's pretty nice. I've washed it out, just taken the whole thing out. So it's the first time it's been worn in somewhat 150 years, a century and a half. But I can't exactly fit it on. There we are. Index finger for the win. So that's that. That is mine. I'm very pleased because that's been on my wish list ever since I started detecting, and ever since I knew what Thimble was, which was shortly after, I'd say, when I started watching detecting videos. Unfortunately it wasn't silver, but that's for a future date. This one is a very large, as I thought was a half crown in the hole, as you'll see on the video. Indeed, it is very old. Has the it's a tom back button. And some person such as a giant must have worn this, as it is indeed very large indeed. Yes, indeedy, it is. And it doesn't have any lettering or inscription around the exogue of the coin. Has a very thin thlan, suggesting that it is of some Georgian description. Has very thin Georgian coins are indeed of Georgian variety, as many people know, and numismatists, quite certainly. They're professional eyes and Even amateurs of the hobby will know that for a fact, as much knowledge goes around. And believe it or not, when you start metal detecting, if you actually do so, you'll become rather an professional historian before you know it. Not if, well, I'll say intermediate, should I say, not professional, as that takes years to become, or to master. So that's that. Just gonna put the representation of the reviewed finds over there. Yep, just a smaller turn-back button. Must have been this guy's son, I guess. There's a little boy, and there's the big daddy, I guess. In some instance, that would be possible, but I doubt so. Because those could be even 100 years apart. Who knows, anyway. Only with bio... I can't be too particularly sure what the process is called, but somewhat biocarbonate dating, possibly. Obviously not in that instance, they wouldn't use that for the process of that, of this issue, but no, indeed not. So episode 11 has gone pretty well. Found a decent amount, but not too much at all, really. There's a very small, rather more modern tomback button. As you can see there, because it's a lot thicker than these previous ones, which do seem to be of the Georgian era. This indeed is of the Georgian era. Almost certainly not of early Victorian. I doubt it exceeds that of the Victorian era. Possibly early 20th century at the latest, but anything earlier than that would be easily acceptable in that coincidental value. Yes, indeed. So that's just a baby's one, more of a toddler one. That is indeed very small. Must have been children playing in the fields. That would be a suggestion. Yes, indeed, probably. And this, indeed, it's very, very nice. Has some ornate inscription and pattern around the edge, which seems to be that of, well, obviously English, but has some symbolic representatives there, actually, symbols around the inscription or exerg of the button. Actually, in such a context, I cannot actually see say exerg of a button, because exerg is usually used in association with, to associate a coin. But I guess I can say exerg to associate a button with it. But if there is an inscription on the button, you can use the word exerg, but don't use it too excessively, of course, as I do personally. Yeah, it's very nice. Gold gilt originally, which has worn away over the centuries of it being in the ground, obviously, as it has on the front as well. But that's a lovely Georgian button, very thick actually. You can tell by the shank it's worn away. It looks like a Georgian type of shank, as you can see there, because of the way it's been designed, really. It's pretty good, pretty good. And I will actually be going to the meeting tomorrow, so any finds to be recorded there, I will do so quite happily. And, well, on to what I think is the best find of the day, and the best find that I've ever personally made. And you won't believe this, it's a Georgia 3rd guinea. No. That's rather unfortunate. It is not. It's a forgery of one, but still. Indeed, I did not find this detecting, as I said. One of the fellow detectivists that I personally know fairly well, from from the dig, gave me this because he had so many of them, as he did personally with other people, obviously, to associate with him. I found this in someone's old house that had recently died, unfortunately, and well, there were many hidden treasures in that old Georgian house, as they found 240, well, approximately that many, these in a chest in there, just stored away, never to be seen again until obviously this moment in time. And yeah, as you can see, it says Georgius III died last year, and it says in the inscription, and this guy's is legitimately minted in 1788. Although it wasn't really minted, it was forged, should I say. It's not really by any mint whatsoever. It's just forged by someone with great skill and accuracy. As you can see the mint lines there. The abrasion around the edge. Or exerg, if you like. But the inscription of the legend says, indeed, in memory of... Sorry, it's very small to read. In memory of the good old times, indeed. Well, in memory of the good old times of gambling, possibly. I can't be too particularly certain why they put that, indeed. Obviously, this was indeed somewhat 240 years ago. 230, should I say, actually. And yes, it looks like, well, when it was obviously made, as no mineralisation of the soil has affected this in any way, as it has not been in the ground before, but it's been stored away in a, well, somewhat a chest for a couple of centuries, so obviously it wouldn't deteriorate too much, but there is some tarnishing, as it would naturally occur in any conditions, unless it was airtightly sealed, of course, in the area which it was, but indeed it wasn't in that instance, because airtight and sorry about that, airtight, I don't know what to say actually, but indeed, 1788 is indeed very old. It's the spaded type, indeed a forgery, and they did so very well in that. It's rather artistic and of some fine artistic variety that someone has used great time and skill to make, indeed. Has some great history towards it. But indeed, if I really thought it was gold, because my dad tricked me saying he just got his detector out and found it. But that's very unlikely indeed, as I did not think until he told me several minutes later. But yeah, I was in suspicion for that time, as well as suspense, obviously. But other than that, guys, put that in my coin collection, as well as these in my detecting collection. And other than that, guys, in a bit.
Okay guys, sorry it's been quite a long video, somewhat about 30 minutes, but yeah, I'm sure you will enjoy that. It has some rather informative depth of what Herefordshire was finding on the fields, and anything that associates that in the greater context that it is put in, obviously. And, well, I have to say, hope you look forward to episode 12, which should be uploaded not shortly, but somewhat in the next month or two. Not much longer than that, obviously, if it were to be. But, yeah, I really hope you will enjoy the future uploads from myself, and possibly, because I actually did make a few videos that were approximately 30 minutes long, which could go incorporate that into my new field walking videos, which I will actually continue, seeing as though I discontinued them quite a while ago. Obviously, I didn't make an announcement of discontinuement, but I did so obviously because I didn't enjoy it that much, but I can still do so for your personal interest and enjoyment. Yeah, I do put a lot into Detecting Worcestershire, if you may ask or wonder, but I like it personally. I love making videos and uploading them to YouTube. So, well, yeah. Well, I hope you did enjoy this video, all the buttons and spoons and various items such as thimbles that I found. But other than that, guys, I will hopefully be uploading field walking videos in the not too near future, and I'm sure you enjoy those as well. So if you do that, then please subscribe, comment, like if you like, like if you like. Quite contradict with that. And other than that, guys, in a bit.